you're saying about people like not having kids and stuff, it's like it just dawns on us. We're like, well, it's no wonder that like a lot of people don't want kids because like they're seeing a lot of kids with like behavior problems and issues and stuff. They're just eating like junk food and pop all day, and like they're hard to raise, they're hard to manage, they're hard to deal with. So it's like we think that it's going to be different because of just how we're raising him, and what we're feeding him alone could potentially make it just so much easier to raise him, you know?
Most definitely. Yeah, I don't know if you have any like COVID baby. Well, I call them COVID babies, like born in 2020, or
Mm.
you're in your family. But dude, there's something special about like this upcoming generation that I don't know how to articulate yet. I'm still kind of trying to learn about it from as I'm raising them. I see really interesting stuff with my twins who were born in 2017, but my younger of the three girls who was born in 2020 is just like picked up things so fast, like so smart, like articulates her vocabulary,
Hmm.
explosive, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just wild to see when you pay attention to your kids and you pay attention to their diet and you pay attention to where their energy and their focus goes each day. Like it's
Yeah.
like you said, a lot of people see kids as like this handful, headache, like hard to
Right.
kind of thing. But it's
Yeah.
man, like I don't know, and I don't know if it's a generational thing or maybe it's just it's a big part of parenting them properly or what it is, and it's just a lack of that elsewhere. I'm sure it plays a big part of it, but it's like, man,
Yeah.
what a great time to have kids, and I think with this open knowledge that we're now experiencing and sharing, it's making that first, not only second nature, but first nature in this next generation. There's nothing they're gonna have to unlearn, to a degree, and not anything like us, and they're not being lied to on the scale that we were ever lied to. A lot of these kids aren't lied to at all. I don't lie to my kids about anything. There's no point. They don't go to a school where they get lied to about how this works or that works or any of that. It's just like you really have to care that much about where your kids are, who they're being raised by, what they're being influenced by, what's in their food, and everything about them. It's like, man,
No.
it's like some people don't try at all, and then other people, like, it's their main focus, and it shows, man. They say you're known by your fruit, and it makes a huge difference.
I know. Yeah. It's pretty horrifying, dude. The way that some people raise their kids and stuff, but it's just yeah, that's just the way it is. But it's just amazing to us that like some people are just not tuned into
Right.
that.
Well, then
You know,
what's wrong, and they're pointing the finger and blaming everybody else, and it's like,
I know. Yeah. And then, like take them to the doctor and put them on like Adderall or
right,
something.
yeah, so they can develop another problem that can be handled, down the
Yeah. 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 It's just crazy,
road.
man. So yeah, hopefully I think that we're there's like an awakening going on for sure. I think those things are running their
Yeah.
course. A lot of running their course, people are starting to wake up to more holistic approaches, and
Definitely
there's
more common. I mean, it was a very like corner of the room kind of behind the curtains kind of conversation before, and it's definitely
uh-huh.
more widely understood and they
Yeah.
widely accepted. It's getting there, but more so than it ever was. It seems like.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
what do
for
you
sure.
guys? Do you guys strictly drink water, or what do you guys typically ingest as far as liquids?
We're doing raw milk and water, and we just started doing green juices. So that's part of the primal diets, as you would call it, by Diogenes. He recommends raw meat, raw dairy, and then also green juices with that. So I've been totally slacking on that. So we just decided to start doing it like last
Now,
week. Pretty,
juices you out like kale and stuff like that.
well. It's just really strictly
Celery.
mostly celery, and then a little bit of cilantro and parsley.
Nice.
Yeah, but mostly celery juice, and we're just doing that like twice a day, along with the raw meat and raw milk and stuff. And then
Celery's pretty heavily water anyway, isn't it?
yeah, it's mostly
Yeah.
water. So you're just getting a lot of like structured water and some enzymes and micronutrients and things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, we do spring water too, Mountain Valley spring water.
Nice.
Yeah, because that's a whole water's a whole rabbit hole,
Oh,
dude. When you get into
yeah.
what kind of water do I drink, like what kind of water filtration system do I get, like that's I'm not scared of a whole lot of stuff, but like that the water filtration thing is a nightmare. Me and my wife dove into that a couple different
One
times.
thing that Owen has helped me understand a lot is they're not going to kill you overnight. A lot of the way they're going to kill you, if they're going to kill you at all, is like a long-term thing. So it gets me wondering, and not worried or scared, but definitely more thinking harder on some of the stuff that we put into our bodies daily. Okay,
Right,
what of this stuff is just fucked up enough that it'll kill us in 40 years? You know,
right.
like what is and water's a big one. And luckily, we're fortunate we have a well where we're at. But I'm still like, do I need like a reverse osmosis system? Should I be like spiraling my water like Gardner? Like,
I know. God, it's such.
or like, there's a million things that people are doing, and I'm not doing any of it. I run it from a well through a regular filtration system. But otherwise,
Mhm,
drinking spring water. Uh,
mhm.
and I'm not gonna lie, I drink Deer Park spring water. I don't know how actual spring water Deer Park is. I would like to think it is. It's definitely, it tastes way better than a lot of bottled waters, but I'm sure that's either. It's like, unless you
Yeah,
spring you're pulling it from, you can't really guarantee that's what it is.
yeah, I know. Yeah, there's findaspring.com. I think is a good source if you want to find local springs.
Yeah,
People are looking for that. But yeah, we're in the city right now, so I just get this dropped off to me from a water company in glass bottles.
nice.
Um, so it's just Mountain Valley in glass 5 gallon glass jugs, and it's so far so good, man. I think it tastes great. I don't use plastic dispensers. I literally pour it by hand into 1/2 gallon mason
Right.
jars, so it doesn't touch plastic. And that's what we drink, man. Avoid the what's that?
I was gonna say that's clutch. Also, is just eliminating the plastic, which is another thing. I'm literally drinking out of plastic right now. It's not great.
I
Not
oh I
happy,
know.
but it's just
All,
another thing.
all my meat, all my meat comes in
Right.
plastic, dude. All of it.
Right.
I pay top dollar for grass fed beef from ranchers, and it's all in plastic.
That's great.
So that's another one. You just got to kind of throw your hat in and just be like, whatever. That's a toxin that's almost nearly unavoidable.
Right.
Um, but yeah, like the water thing, like reverse osmosis is basically no good. Distilled water is no good. Those are two common ones that a lot of people think are like the best waters to drink, but it's not. It's real bad for you because basically it's dead water.
Reverse
So
osmosis.
reverse osmosis is you don't want to drink that unless it's remineralized.
Interesting. So, what's the point of the reverse osmosis water if you're not drinking it?
Well, it's just extremely filtered, so you could like bathe in it. You know.
But the structured water. I mean, like they have the structured water tent at the festival. That was my first like introduction to that whole experience. I still don't understand it nearly as well as I'd like to, but
Yeah, yeah, structured is cool, man. Structured, as far as my understanding goes, it's the crystalline structure of like the water molecules inside. So when water comes down like a mountain or whatever, and it's like going through a creek, like it structures itself. I think that's I don't know if that's what the spiraling is too. Like when people spiral the water, I think that might be structuring it, or maybe that's like vortexing.
okay.
I think it too. But anyways, I think on a molecular level, what it is it means the water molecules are actually like structured inside of like a beautiful structure, and you can break that structure by tampering with the water or processing it or pulling it out of its like natural state. But when you like fruit or vegetables, or you juice vegetables, or you drink like raw milk, all that water is structured. So you're getting structured water like through that, and that's like the state of water that um, your cells are in basically. So like it's the fourth phase of water. Like we're taught that it's just like liquid, solid, and gas,
Yeah.
but there's a gel-like state that our water is in inside of our cells, and so we want to feed our cells with structured water so it can like repair.
Yeah. I know another big one that a lot of people were not hip to until they felt like it was too late, but is the fluorinated toothpaste.
Yeah.
Fine, free toothpaste out there, but like, is that still trustworthy, or are they replacing it with something else that's just as fucked?
The
The
fluoride toothpaste.
fluoride-free toothpaste,
Fluor
or quote unquote. And I used to make the joke, well, they're just saying that you get free fluoride. Like it's just words because it's
Right. That's
right.
probably what they're doing.
Right.
I don't know. Honestly, I haven't used toothpaste in like 5 years, but I just wash with water and I floss every once in a while.
Interesting.
But yeah, I don't even use toothpaste because I basically like I cut out all carbs, sugars, and things like that. So my teeth are actually
Yeah, they
pretty.
are. They're white.
Yeah, they're okay, and I haven't used toothpaste at all.
That's
And
crazy.
so
See,
I think
I had a buddy that told me that he started brushing with like olive oil instead of toothpaste, and
right.
that cleaned his teeth. But my whole thing is, how does your breath not just kicking after like 5 years of not using toothpaste?
It might actually be. But I think most of that is just keeping the cooked food out because what happens when you eat cooked food is it always gets like stuck in your
Right.
teeth. So when you're eating raw foods, it doesn't really get stuck in there.
Interesting.
But I do brush my teeth still though. I just use water.
Yeah.
So I brush my teeth and I brush my tongue a little bit, and I also use a tongue scraper.
Okay.
So I do a little bit of oral health, but me and my wife are looking into some natural toothpaste. I think we're going to make some and sell it in our store.
Nice.
Just kind of in the R&D, research and development right now with that.
Yeah.
Because she's got some tartar too that she wants to get rid of. And we're trying to figure out how to get rid of that.
Yeah.
So, but,
Printer Bear said fruit and veggie water is also called exclusion zone water. You hear that? Easy water.
yeah. I think that's another term for structured easy
Yeah.
water.
Sodium bicarbonate is what we use for teeth cleaning.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, there's quite a few. Oh yeah, back to the olive oil thing you were saying. Yeah, there's like it's called oil pulling. What people will do instead of brushing their teeth, they'll use like olive oil or coconut oil, and they'll just swish it back and forth in their mouth, like swish it forward and back for like 5 or 10 minutes. And that's supposed to be like really good for your teeth and gums. I did that for a little while, but I just got lazy and stopped doing it.
So I would think that what that does, it just prevents anything from sticking to your teeth. Like, it just makes them so,
I'm not really 100% sure what oil pulling does, to be honest with you, but it seemed like it did clean my mouth like really well.
Yeah, I'll give it.
When I did it.
I think I'd rather do the coconut oil than the olive oil, and that'd just be weird.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, it wasn't
yeah.
bad. It wasn't bad. It just takes. It actually takes a little bit of effort to try to because you want to like swish it like really hard, like
yeah,
in between your
well,
teeth back.
that force. So that's something my
Yeah.
wife actually just got one of those water picks. Have you ever seen those? It's
I'm not sure.
it almost looks a little bigger than like an electronic toothbrush, but it has this like
Mhm.
straw with like a really small point on the end of it, and you fill up the bottom part with water, and it says like a battery powered pressurized like jet stream.
Oh, okay.
Mouth and use it like instead of floss, and dude, that thing works great. Yeah,
Really
and
interesting.
it's just water. You just put regular sink water in there. I guess you could probably put coconut oil or whatever if you want.
Wanted to, but yeah, that thing works. I mean, that's way better than flossing, in my opinion. So we've been trying that out this past week, but yeah, I'm always interested about the toothpaste situation because I know there's like different color stripes on different kinds of toothpaste, and like each one means something different. It's like a different kind of cancer it'll give you or something stupid. So
Dude, yeah, there's like sugar in it and shit, like in the toothpaste.
Tanner Varney said it's called water pick. Yeah, yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Coke.
Yeah, that brings us into like the dentist scam too. You know, it's like you can't leave out dentists in the scam, man.
Right.
Like scamming the hell out of people too when it comes to cavities. Most people, if they just switch their diet, the teeth will fill in the cavities themselves.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
I had a root canal I had to get a couple months ago, which was a massive pain. I don't know if anybody's gone through one of those before, but
Oh yeah.
chick that also works with us, she had one recently, and
Mhm.
2 months later the tooth went bad.
They did the root canal on, and she had to end up getting it pulled because it was infecting her jaw.
Yeah.
And it's like they charged her an arm and a leg for the root canal, and then for the crown, and
Yeah.
to pull it once it was infected. And it's just like they just bent her over the barrel 3 different times for the same tooth. Like
Yeah.
that could have
Well,
probably been prevented 8 different ways.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but you're gonna want to get that root canal
How do
out.
You go about doing? How do you mean?
You're gonna you're gonna want to get that tooth out of your mouth, dude. Because I went through that whole process. Now when I was 20, right up here, this one,
Yeah.
canine, it eventually failed, and I ended up going to the ER a couple times for like really weird symptoms, like my face was swelling up, and like they couldn't figure out what was going on with me. And then so fast forward to about 5-6 years ago when I was getting into this whole health thing, it had eventually turned a little dark too, so it was like pretty obvious there was something going on with it. I felt there was like a weird taste and smell coming from it, and it was just funky, dude. So eventually went to the dentist, but I started learning about root canals, and I mean not to freak you out, but it's like it's a pretty bad procedure. They shouldn't actually even be doing it because you're leaving a dead bone in your skull. So they're hollowing out the bone and they're taking out all the pulp, which is all the living tissue in it, which is like the only thing that actually brings circulation and fights off infection.
Right.
And they're full of this stuff called gutta percha. And then, but eventually it's going to fail. I can send you like a video later on it. It's on the Price Pottinger Foundation YouTube channel. But from a dentist, it's like an hour presentation from a dentist on why he'll never do root canals ever again.
Nice.
So it's just something that I would look into. I actually just did a consultation with a lady this week from Canada who had like 3 root canals. She's got all these mysterious health problems, has 3 root canals, and she just got them extracted. But part that sucks is like getting it replaced because these are all fake right here. These 3, 1, 2, 3. These are all
question
fake.
is, what was the next step?
You gotta yank it depending on where it's at in the mouth, and then.
Unfortunate is it's way in the back on the bottom.
Oh, okay. So it's on the very.
I really could probably do without it.
Yeah, then you could probably just yank it, or you could throw in like a bridge. That's what I had to do on the front.
Okay.
It just depends on what you want to do, but I would honestly recommend yanking it. But do what you want.
Man.
I'm not going to give medical advice. I should throw that out there. This isn't medical advice. If it was my tooth, though, I would yank it.
Bring some pliers to the fest.
All right, man. That works too. But yeah, the dentist thing is it's a scam, dude.
It really is. It really is. And I mean, it's like no matter where you go, and it's like they try to glorify it or kind of pretty it up with this like kind of false expectation. And starting with kids, get your kid in here by age 3 and let us look at their teeth, and
I know.
And then we'll incentivize them to never get cavities, and then as soon as they get one, then we get to do whatever we want for the next 18 years, and it's just, it's nuts.
Leave, they give their kid a sucker.
Yeah, just like at the bank.
Yeah, exactly. Here, rot your teeth out and come back.
Right, exactly. Yeah, if you didn't, then they wouldn't have any business. You wouldn't have to go see them.
Right.
And
yeah, it's but they're good for restorative work.
Right.
Like I had 12 grand in dental work done because I shattered my jaw. I had a seizure at 7 and shattered my whole jaw and 12 of my teeth. So they put my whole mouth back together.
Yeah.
So I couldn't have done that without a dentist. So they're good.
Say do away with them, but there definitely needs to